Hi, my name is Yuriy Humber. I'm a former student at Franklin College from the class of '98. I'm currently 34 years old and I live in Tokyo, Japan. I work as a journalist. So let me tell you a little bit about how I got there. At Franklin College I studied 4 A-levels, that is English, French, politics, maths, and I also did an AS in music. At the time, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do. I thought about journalism, but I also thought about different things. I wasn't completely sure what I wanted to do as a job and as a career in life. But I thought that taking such a broad variety of A-levels would help me give me some choices. So maths was something that I thought would be useful in almost any job, and it has turned out to be. Politics, it's just smart to know what's going on in life and in society in general. And languages, because I always wanted to travel. When I went to university, I ended up studying English for my degree. And again, at the time, it was just a subject that I enjoyed the most. It wasn't particularly linked to a career, although at the back of my mind, I always thought that I wanted to do journalism. After university, one thing I really wanted to do was travel. Unfortunately, traveling is very expensive, and after university as a student, you're pretty broke. So, one thing I thought I would do was to get a job abroad so I could live somewhere else and have a chance to travel. I picked Japan because I'd already had a little bit of experience traveling in Asia. Also, it was a country that I had an interest in since I was a child. It would be fun, exotic, different, and at the same time I'd have a job and earn money. As a job, I taught English. It wasn't the most fun job I could ever think of, but it paid, and it gave me a chance to experience a lot more of the world than I could do if I was just living in, say, in the UK. To Japan, I wanted to travel some more and experience some more countries and cultures, so I went to work in Russia. In Russia, I got a chance to get into journalism a little bit more seriously. While I was in St. Petersburg, there was a small English language newspaper called the St. Petersburg Times. It has a pretty small skeleton staff, so they were always looking for new people to help out. I was available, probably not because of my stellar qualities, but because I was there and I spoke English. They took me on. It gave me a start. I worked as an intern at the beginning. I did a lot of different jobs, writing some articles for the political section, for the arts section, helping out with some editing. I went on to work as an editor in the business section then. It was a major change for me. I'd always been interested in music, in art, in literature, and languages. Although I did maths at school, business was never a particular focus, and that's when my maths A-level came really handy. That doesn't mean the other interests in my life have gone away. I'm still interested in languages. I'm learning Japanese almost every day. I have to. I live here. I make some music at home. I also DJ. Tokyo may seem quite far away from Grimsby, but let me tell you one thing that I think is really important. When I was at Franklin College, I took maths, even though I didn't see myself pursuing a career based on maths. I took politics because I thought it was interesting, again, not because I wanted to be a politician or thought that I would be working in politics. And I took languages because I thought that that would be a useful subject. All these things have become useful to me later in life because I had the groundwork to be able to step in as a business journalist, as a business editor. I could write about politics and not feel completely dumb about it. And obviously languages is one of the most important things if you want to travel. Where you go, people do speak English, but it helps you to get much further if you can learn a little bit of the local language. Japanese is not something I studied at Franklin College, but having studied French and also Russian previously, it helped me to know how to study new languages. Study hard with what you do and always keep an open mind. There could be opportunities that come along you're just not aware of right now. One other thing I'd like to say is probably a little boring. It's just that when it's coming up to exams or you're in your final year of A-level, you need to put in some extra work. There could be a lot of fun things happening in the weekend. There's a lot of more fun ways to spend a sunny day than to be inside studying with textbook. However, if you put in the extra effort right now, I guarantee that they will come in useful later in the future. You'll be doing a lot more fun jobs, a lot more fun travel and career than if you hadn't put in the groundwork. Finally, I'd like to say a big thank you to my teachers at Franklin College. It was a really great place to study. One of the reasons was it treated people like adults, like young adults. So it was very different from school, where you wore a school uniform, where you were told where to be at what time. Franklin College gave me a chance to be more independent, to take charge of my own studies, my own free time, my own future. So hopefully this is a helpful message, and if ever anybody wants to reach out to me, feel free.